What's up, my dinguses, dweebs, and dorks? It's me, your Lord of the Dingus. But you can just call me Finn. I'm, still working on that intro tagline. Have any of you had a book series that you read as a kid that just stuck with you for the rest of your life? Maybe you picked it up from the school library back in elementary, or you had to read it for class. For some people, that book series was Julie B. Jones or Diary of a Wimpy Kid. For many I know, it was Warrior Cats. But for me, the book series that stuck with me the most from my childhood was Dork Diaries by Rachel Renee Russell. Dork Diaries was a book series about 8th grader Nikki Maxwell trying to survive her new private school, Westchester Country Day, while having to deal with all the drama of having new friends, a new crush, and the mean girl of the school. But throughout the story, she learns that all she needed to do to succeed was to be herself, and that being an awkward dork isn't all that bad when you have dorky friends on your side. And that book series had a chokehold on little 7-year-old me. I was obsessed, to the point where I got in trouble for reading those books in class, and my dad had to take away my Dork Diaries books because I wanted to be Nikki Maxwell. It took over my life. Obviously, it doesn't have that effect on me anymore. I know that it's not real, and my life will never be as extravagant as Nikki's, but I still have that soft spot in my heart for that book series. Anyway, this video isn't about me reviewing the books. No, actually, this video is about the characters and their designs. It's not like their current designs are bad by any means, I just think they look a bit more interesting. So this video will be dedicated to my redesigns of the Dork Diaries characters. Disclaimer, this is just for fun. I'm not here saying that I'm any better than the author of these books, or the artist who designed these characters. I just wanted to put my own spin on them because they're deeply nostalgic to me. So without further ado, let's get on to the speed paint, shall we? As you can see, I did already make redesigns of these characters before, and you can see them as reference here, but you can also see that I tweaked their designs even more as we continue through this speed paint. Obviously, we're starting off with the main character, Nikki Maxwell. Right now you can see that I obviously wanted to keep her iconic pigtails, but also you can see that I'm giving her glasses, and I just did that because I wanted to add some kind of extra dorkiness to her design. It seems that throughout the books, she becomes less and less dorky and more of, like, famous. Like, past the 3rd book, she's, like, super famous and whatever. Anyways, I wanted to make her fashion sense a lot like some of the stuff that was popular during the early 2000s. And some stuff from the 90s as well, like her big old pants, you know? Her arms look really skinny as I'm drawing them here, because, like, apparently, canonically, she's, like, 115 pounds, which is, like, I mean, I guess that's regular for a 14-year-old, but still. As I'm coloring, you can see that I made her skin darker, and that's because I did want to redesign Nikki so that she's African-American, because the author and her daughter, who she's based off of, are African-American, but they made her white because in 2009, I guess, it was just more, like, marketable for books, sorry. In the OMG All About Me diary, she mentions that periwinkle is her favorite color, so I wanted to include that in her clothes. You can see it in her shirt and in her earrings as well. I gave her heterochromia because in, like, the American versions of the books, her eye color, well, at least in the colored versions, like, on the website, her eyes are brown, but in foreign versions they're green, so I just kind of, like, combined it together and stuff. This is my first voiceover for a video, and you can obviously tell, so I'm obviously gonna mess up every once in a while. And obviously I drew her holding her diary, because who is Nikki Maxwell without her diary, right? Even though technically she loses it, like, twice. So yeah, here she is. Here's Nikki Maxwell. Yippee! Up next is Chloe Christina Garcia. I decided to make her a scene girl, because that was pretty popular in the 2000s, and also just, like, I just felt like it would fit because of her, like, bubbly personality and also her love of, like, Twilight. So I did that. Also, I gave her glasses too, because in the OMG All About Me diary, again, it's mentioned that she sometimes wears glasses. So I just decided to make her just all the time wear glasses. I didn't draw her with braces, even though that's in the more recent books, because I wanted to make these designs more based off of the first one, or at least the first few. Also, I just wanted her and Zoe to seem a lot more distinct from each other, because obviously I get them confused for each other sometimes. It doesn't help that their names are so similar. I gave her leg warmers because that's like a part of scene fashion. I am a big fan of like scene and emo fashion. I just think they're really cool. Here I am in the coloring process. I used her skin color from the official colored drawings from like the website and stuff for her skin color, and I made her eyes brown as well, which you'll see later. Also, I wanted to give like everyone in the trio some sort of thing that they have in common, so I included some like pink in their colors. I also gave them all glasses, which you'll see later. There's no particular reason why I gave Zoe glasses later, it's just because like, just to give the trio something in common. Because like, in the first book, they don't really seem to have that much in common, except for the fact that they don't really like Mackenzie as much. And even then, like, Chloe and Zoe start hanging out with Mackenzie once this whole tattoo thing becomes popular in the first one. I gave Chloe some scene makeup, as you can see here, as well as the reference pictures on the side there. I kind of wanted to make her colors all over the place, because, like, one of the defining characteristics of a quote-unquote dork is that they have little to no fashion taste. So I wanted to kind of not make them bad on purpose, quote-unquote, but, like, just kind of make it, like, colorful and fun, you know? Again, I did give, like, green in her color palette to make her stand out, to make her pop. That's about all I have to say for Chloe, so I'm just gonna let the speed paint go. And that was Chloe Garcia. Up next is Zoisha Ebony Franklin. And, the funny thing was, when I was a kid, and I'm sure, like, some other people, would relate to this too, I never suspected that Chloe and Zoe were POC. The way they were drawn looked so white. So, I gave Zoe an afro hairstyle. I gave her glasses too, as mentioned before, I don't know, to kinda make her look nerdier, I guess. Because both she and Chloe are huge book nerds, but I kind of wanted Zoe to look kind of more professional, because one of my headcanons is that she has like a closer relationship with her mom, despite her dad being like a record executive. And like her mom is an attorney, and attorneys are a lot more like professional wearing clothes and stuff, so I did that. I did take the canon color for her skin, but I darkened Zoe's a little bit. I changed her body type a bit, because in the second book she was compared to looking like Beyonce, so I kind of made her body type like more similar to hers, so that the comparison kind of like makes a bit more sense, I guess. I included a lot of pink in her because like in the character page her background is like pink. But I also included some red as well, because I felt like that color would match her skin tone more. And also you can see in just a bit here that she has a beaded bracelet as well. I wanted her and Chloe to have matching bracelets because I want them to be like very close friends to each other. Well, very close friends, quote unquote. They're gay. They're gay for each other. That's just like a headcanon, but yeah. And I know that in the books, like, Zoe likes Theo and Chloe likes Marcus, but they don't do anything besides being the band members. Oh, okay, it's done with Zoe. On to Brandon Roberts, the heartthrob of the series. I wanted him to look a bit more like... I wanted to give him that kind of quote-unquote quiet rebel energy that was described being him in the first book. I also gave him longer hair because in the books, like, it says that he has dark and wavy hair that keeps getting in his eyes, but every time I see the art of him, it's just like regular boy hair, and I'm just like, how could that ever get in his eyes, you know? I did make him look a bit more emo, just cause, like, it kind of fits his vibe, you know? He still, like, works for the pet shop, so I decided to make his pants and shoes a bit rugged to kind of show that he works very hard at the pet shop, you know, for his grandparents. Yeah, I decided to make him look a bit more gloomy as well. I could imagine that, like, he'd be a bit kind of depressed because his parents are dead. Oh yeah, his parents are canonically dead? Like, I completely forgot that that was a thing that was introduced in the second book up until, like, just recently as I was doing research for this. So, like, yeah, that's an insane thing. Anyway, so I made his eyes green, because everyone having brown eyes is, like, kind of boring. I also gave him earrings to kind of add to that, like, emo thing. I made his clothes a bit bland, because Brandon's a bit bland. No, just like Brandon doesn't like standing out. That's about it for Brandon here. Just finishing up coloring here. Yeah, here he is. Last but not least is the mean girl, Mackenzie Hollister. I tried to make her look younger, but it's really difficult because of, like, makeup and also her height because of her heels makes her look older. Which is, like, odd. It's odd that, like, she, like, looks this way because, like, in the first book, technically she's 13 because it's, like, about to be her birthday in the first and second books. So, like, technically Mackenzie is, like, 13 going on 14. I decided to make her outfit based on that, like, Y2K fashion, and I know Y2K doesn't actually mean, like, a fashion thing, but, you know, it's that kind of, like, Mean Girls aesthetic, you know, 2000s Mean Girls aesthetic, Regina George type fashion, you know? And I feel like, Dork Diaries was heavily inspired by Mean Girls and also Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It just feels like Rachel went to them and was like, hey, can I copy your homework? And they were like, okay, just change some stuff so it's not obvious, you know? Not to riff on the author or anything, it's just something I noticed. Anyway, so yeah, I gave her skin a lot more of, like, a tan color, because in the books, Nikki comments on how Mackenzie has, like, a tan. Like a fake spray-on tan or something. So yeah, there's that. Her necklace here has an H on it because, like, it stands for Hollister. That's, like, her family name. And in the official art, in, like, the character section of the website, when it shows Mackenzie, she has, like, earrings that have M's on it, like M for Mackenzie, which I don't think makes that much sense when, like her family, I'm sure her family is, like, super known, because, like, I don't remember what her parents' jobs were, but I think, like, her dad was really known for something, I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, there's her iconic blonde hair. And I put a lot of purple in her design, because her background in the official image is purple. A lot of gold and purple in her color palette, because gold and purple just go together well as colors. Yeah, I like Mackenzie. She's cool. Her character arc could have been really good if it wasn't ruined by the end of the 11th book. I could go on a rant about how her character, like, was absolutely destroyed at the end of the 11th book, because she had so much potential to change and become a better person to Nikki, because, like, she went through similar things that Nikki went through when she entered, the frickin' big fancy school, whatever it was called. Northwest Hampton, whatever. Northampton Hills, that's what it was called. But I can't rant for any longer because the speed paint is almost done here. So yeah, Mackenzie Hollister. And I also made redesigns of most of the other characters, such as Andre, Tiffany, and the members of the Actually I'm Not Really Sure Yet band. So if you want to see that, leave a like and comment below. I also have plenty of other video ideas in the works, so stay tuned. Until then, in the words of Nikki herself, let your inner dork no, that's cringe, I'm not saying that.